that location as well. Right? They won't go the whole way. So this one is set up to go from there to there. And so they have a center, a left, and a right. And this tests it out, and it can also set these positions. So if we put it into this mode, we can move the servo to, say, right here, and set that as our left, and move it to, let's say we want to go like all the way down here, and set that as our right. And now it should go to where we set it.
That's cool. And then
So there's the center again, there's the left, there's the right. There's no coding. So what, when you get, so when you get into the programming, the way that you code these, if you program them with a servo programmer, the way that you code them up is that where you want the, I can't remember if it's the left or the right, but I think it's the left is 0 and the right is 1.
Okay. And then the center would be
1. I'm not sure if there is a precise center. That's a good question. You would think it would be 0.5, but you could have the left be here, and the right be over here, and the center be over here.
I'll just try to zoom in a little bit here a second. Then that's the battery connector.
So the way that this board works, the servo program works, is that if you want to reset it, you can have it so where there's no lights at all. So there's 3 modes. There's the continuous back and forth, and it'll just do that for you. There is the mode where it's a solid P, where you can go, or it's a solid on whichever it's on.
So how are we gonna click these buttons from the robot?
Yeah, I think it'll be linked to the controller. Maybe.
Yeah, you'll set it up to the control hub. You'll program this to tell it where the left and the right are.
So this is gonna be useless once we get it on the robot?
We will not have this connected to the robot at all.
Where does that
Once
stay?
you program it,
Yeah.
Oh, so we have to program it.
yeah, once you program it, it remembers. So now we're in programming mode. So let's go down the line. Skylar, you want to start? Just decide where the left should be.
Right there.
Okay. Now hit the L button for left. Okay, so you see how it blinked and flashed and went off? That means it did not work. So there's a certain range in which you can program these. Yeah.
Broke it.
There are some gotchas. So it is, I believe it's like 120 degrees from center. So go ahead and try now. Yep. Then try the right, wherever you want it to be.
Then press.
So that the reason that didn't work, I'm glad that you're testing these edge cases. The reason that one didn't work is because it's too close to the center. You need to be about 20 degrees off of center.
Working the system.
Okay.
Which is good.
So now,
That's how you learn.
let's try and get it to go where you set it. Yep, that's it.
I broke it like twice.
So now it's in the mode where you can play with it and just set it to left, right, and center. Okay, so one other thing that I want you to try to do is try to move it right now. Just not super hard, but you can test how difficult it is to move. See that?
Yeah, that's.
The reason that it's difficult to move is that the motor knows where it is, and it wants to stay there. It has some programming in it and logic inside of it that forces it to want, or that wants it to stay exactly where it's programmed to stay. And it will actually increase the voltage to the motor. It will increase the power if it needs to. And so as you are moving this, it's drawing more power from the batteries. So as you're putting pressure on it. So that's another thing to think about as you're programming them. You don't want, like, those compliant wheels, those squishy wheels are really nice to have because you don't want it to be trying to go like here and here. So we've got our two servos hooked up to those wheels. And if it was a solid driver and you programmed them to be like straight out in front, it would constantly be trying to push against it. And we don't want that because that'll burn up the servo. And so what we want is to have it firmly but gently grasp that so that it doesn't have to have a whole lot of power to stay holding on to it.